Uh, it's been tough. There's been a lot of ups, been a lot of downs, but I'm proud of the guys. We all fought through it. The guys who are sitting in that locker room right now, we battled through a lot of adversity, and I'm glad we could go out with a bang.
What does finishing this season the way you did with two wins, wins in the last two games, what does that mean for you guys as a group?
It means a lot, you know. We didn't just like lay down and quit. We were told that we can't participate after the season. Guys had some fight to them, and we stuck it out, and we still finished. You know, we still finished pretty good.
Yeah, I guess to that end, looking at after the conference made the announcement that you guys won't be able to play in the tournament, you finished February, March 5-6. Do you think there was any kind of tie in between that their announcement, maybe you guys going on a little bit of a skid there?
Well, really, after they told us, it was like a little 3, 4 game stretch where it was just like, it was in everyone's head. Everyone's like, well, what are we playing for? But guys stuck it out, and we got over that hump and finished out nice.
Yeah, so obviously been a difficult last few weeks for you guys with everything that's going on. Just what's the atmosphere in the locker room been like to end the season?
We just kept our moods up, get ready for each game, have good attitudes, a lot of energy, and it's paid off for us.
I mean, you guys had negative rebound margin for most of the season, and then you guys killed on the glass these last two games. Were you guys doing anything differently?
It must have been something they put in the water. I don't know. 'Cause we was out there getting them.
Yeah, just these last two games, two big wins overall. Just what did you guys mentally do differently to get yourself in this?
Really nothing. I mean, guys who just didn't want to go out with losses as for their last games, like me especially. It's my last college game, so I didn't want to lose. I wanted to go out with a good taste in my mouth.
So just how's it feel then, your college career and also Stony Brook's America East tenure with this just big win tonight?
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Yeah, how's it feel to end not only your college career, but Stony Brook's America East career with this big win here tonight?
I don't know. That's on Stony Brook. They're gonna be in the CAA. I wish the best of luck to my guys, this team, this program. They were good to me, and I just wish the best for them.
Jaden, you had a great performance Saturday, another following up with another good one tonight. How did it feel to perform like that in your last few games, and then how did it feel when the clock hit zero?
It felt really good. My mom came up from down in Cincy. She came up to watch these last couple games. It was good to play good in front of her, play good for my team, and get the dub. And as far as my last game, I don't know. I don't think it's really hit me yet. It's gonna hit me probably next week. I'm sitting there just working out only, not being able to play for a little bit. But I'll be back on the court most definitely.
And then just, as it's already been mentioned, a lot of turbulence throughout the season. You guys are kind of down to, not as many guys as you had to start. So how does it feel to be kind of with like that last core group of guys for one last time this season?
It feels good. It shows the toughness that the guys had that are still here. To stick it out, because we had the option. We could have packed up, we could have quit, but guys didn't want to do that, so we finished it out. And I'm proud of everybody.
How did it feel to perform pretty well your last two games, and how did it feel when the clock finally hit zero?
I mean, it felt really great. Just to be able to play well in my last few games while I'm on the court for my college career. I think, like Jaden said, seeing my mom, my family here, it actually kind of helped a lot. Gave me a little bit of boost of energy. But I think it's kind of surreal. 5 years just flies by quickly. I didn't think it would go by this quick when I came to college, but it did. So I don't know. It's just eye-opening.
And just in terms of this game tonight, it seemed like at one point you kind of just caught fire and felt super comfortable, kind of just letting it fly. So just tell us how kind of you got into that groove.
I just felt like I was locked in. I was talking to my trainer before the game, and we were just talking about memories, like best memories I've had in my college career, and I guess that just made me think of like all the games that I've played in, just come out here and just play basketball like it's my last, and went to show on the stat sheet.
Absolutely.
All right, so just now that the season is over, just what are your overall thoughts on just how everything unfolded and the way the season went?
I would say I was disappointed. I mean, I would love to play in a conference tournament. Like, this is my second year, and I'm playing from last year. I had an injury before going into the conference tournament, so it kind of hurts a little bit because I would love to compete in that atmosphere. But I think to end these last 2 games on a high note of winning, I feel like I can go into my off season feeling a little bit better.
Or did you think the fact that this was your final college game inspire you tonight to have your best scoring game?
I would say it definitely helped a lot, and just knowing my family's up here, I think that would be that's even more of a push for me to play my best.
And just mentally, how difficult has it been to just keep on going and keep playing these games, knowing about the postseason ban?
I mean, again, I would say it's mentally hard on everyone. I mean, we all expected to go into this postseason and as a 1 or 2 seed and hopefully play for the American East Championship. So it's definitely a disappointing thing. But
just reflecting on your 2 years at Stony Brook and your college career as a whole, just what's the experience overall been like?
I feel like it's been a roller coaster. I mean, I've had struggles, I've had injuries to deal with, but at the end of the day, I'm grateful, and I thank God every day for this opportunity to play at the highest level.
Is this a bittersweet moment for you and for the guys that are graduating? Because yes, you go out with a win in the last 2 games, but you're not going to have that opportunity to potentially go further.
Yeah, I would most definitely say it's definitely it hurts us. But at the end of the day, like we know that we have a chance to be in the American East Championship, but it's okay. I mean, we can just watch from the sidelines and just cheer on whoever is next.
I guess coming into tonight, did you and the guys that are graduating, did you guys kind of talk about, this is it for you guys?
Say it one more time.
For you and for the guys that, for you and for the seniors that are not going to be here next year, did you guys kind of talk that this is your together about this, that this is potentially your last game?
I think we haven't really made a decision. I mean, I think at the moment we were just locked in on games, just winning games each game. Like Albany was a really big rivalry game, so we were pretty locked in on just winning and finish the season out strong. But I think as for hopefully like career wise, I would hope that this is not done. My career is over hooping. I hope to play professional. So.
It was really a gratifying end of the season, to be quite honest. I think, it's fair to say the month of February in the 25 years I've coached, I've never been through a more difficult season for obvious reasons. But, it's a really good team sitting in that locker room, and they wanted to go out the right way. And I think, the Albany game, in my opinion, we played better than we played tonight. Now, we maybe scored a little more tonight, but it was a great end for our guys and the seniors to get to go out like that with a senior day Albany win in a blowout, and then turn around and have a comfortable home win where everybody kind of played well. It was a fun ball game to be a part of.
With everything that went on, what have been the biggest challenge of managing the team in the locker room through it all?
Well, I mean, the tough part, Ethan, is this, right? Like we had some guys that everything that we did and we do here is to compete for championships, and we're supported at a level where we should be competing for championships. So when everything is in on that, and then you kind of get it taken away from you, right? It was hard for guys to want to continue to play. I mean, understand now that not only did some guys eliminate, but there are guys that finished playing that were very much on the fence and needed to be pulled into continuing, just personally. And so I think that, that was the hard part. Now, that ended after a couple weeks, and I think that's why you'd watch, and the team played a lot better. I mean, the first 3 games after the announcement, I mean, we basically forfeited. I mean, we showed up, but we weren't there. I mean, we didn't compete. We didn't play the way we've played in the other games. And it's hard to play hard if your mind's on other things, and it was. And I give the guys in the locker room a lot of credit. I'm really proud of those guys, just to stick it out, to compete at the level they did, and get some real positive results at the end of the season.
Have there been any talks about potential postseason play?
Yeah, we're going to meet tomorrow. Obviously, we would be very much able to do that, and we've had conversations. We've got some injury issues that I don't know if we'll do it or not. I think we're going to meet as a team and decide, and then we'll talk to the administration and see what everybody wants to do. I think the seniors deserve a voice in it based off what they stuck it out to do for us. But obviously with our limited numbers, with Frankie's injury and unlikely to return, We can't have a deal where not everybody wants to do it. We're going to need to be at 100%. But we 100% would have that option. I can't tell you the odds that we'll do it at this time.
So have you noticed a different atmosphere in the locker room? You said after that 3-game stretch with losses compared to the way you guys
I think the last couple weeks, yeah. I think the first 3 games it was a disaster. I think we all know that watching the games, just the emotional drain, the body language that you could see from the bleachers was the same body language we're seeing on the sideline and we're dealing with every day in practice. I mean, we shifted practice. I mean, we really went to individual instruction the last 3 weeks of the year. I mean, we haven't practiced. We've been going in and working individual skill stuff, which is practice because the better you get, the better we get. But we haven't been in there running plays and doing defensive drills. We've tried to make it about getting guys better. How can we get Tyler better? How can we get Tyke better? How can we get Frankie better? Like that was really the mindset, and obviously all the guys. But you know what I'm saying.
looking forward to the CAA? Just what's this program going to have to do in order to succeed at that more difficult conference?
Well, I'm really looking forward to it, and I know the guys are too. It is a substantial step up. Okay, this is not the America East in the latest KenPom rankings is 27-28 out of 32 leagues. The CAA was 12 2 weeks ago. It was like 13 or 14 the last time I checked. So we are making an enormous jump. I mean, there's only 32 leagues, so we're going from one of the bottom 4 leagues in the computer rankings to a league that is a mid-major plus league. And on the East Coast, right, the Atlantic 10 is rated better than the CAA, but it is not by much. I mean, the CAA is capable of being a multi-bid league, and we're going to make a big jump in competition. We're going to need to recruit excellent players. We're going to need the guys we have to get better. This year we only played the one CAA game. It was Hofstra, who historically we haven't had a lot of success with, but we did this year. We beat them by, I think it was 17 in here in December. So it's going to be a big challenge for us, and it's exciting, and it'll be better. I mean, the guys are going to get to go play in nicer arenas and in front of bigger fan bases on the road. I think if you really look in our conference, right, like we have an unbelievable crowd, and I do want to really thank the season ticket holders and the casual fans that came out to a couple games as they could. It's an atmosphere in here on game night, and I think the last 2 have been really good. Saturday was special. It felt like kind of pre-COVID. We were kind of back in terms of buzz in the building. And tonight, for a Tuesday night, last game of the regular season, when everybody knows it's the finale, nice turnout, but vocal turnout, and it was fun. And the band is awesome. I mean, the band is a 10. I mean, let's be honest. I don't know who in the world has better band than we do. They do a great job. So, looking forward, right, I think we will be going on the road into atmospheres that are excellent. And some of the places in the America East are not as well attended, and you don't have the same game day atmosphere. So I think it's going to be, players are going to love it, and we're going to have to be good. I mean, that CAA. I mean, if you really go and look at the teams that have left the America East and gone to the CAA, many of them it took 2 decades to win their first championship, and we don't have 2 decades. Like, we need to be competitive immediately, and so there's going to be a process to it, but it's a big jump. This is not a lateral in terms of competition.
Just given how you played Hofstra this year, I know it's only 1 game, but you're confident in the guys you have returning to the roster next year in performing well at that level?
Yeah, I think our guys that are our core guys that played a lot that can come back, and I don't have any doubt. Can Tyke Green be good in the CAA? Absolutely. I mean, can Tyler Stevenson Moore be good in the CAA? Absolutely. Can Frankie be good in the CAA? Absolutely. So, I mean, we have guys that are more than capable of being really good players in the CAA, and we're going to have some spots open that we need to fill with the right guys, and we've got to get guys. And I think we're excited about Rocco, who's in here redshirting right now and got a chance to be an excellent low post presence for us. Got excellent size, something we haven't had. We haven't had that kind of. I don't know if anybody does. I mean, guy's 7'3", legit. It's not even made up. So, or rounded up, I should say. So, there's some guys in that locker room that are more than capable, and we need to add to it. We've got to get the right recruits, and I think that with the transfer market the way it is, and I think this is. As a fan, it's a little harder, right? Because 15 years ago, you came to the game, you saw a guy who was a freshman, then he was a sophomore, then he was a junior, then he was a senior. Now, you look around college basketball, there were like 1,500 kids in the portal last year. There's only 5,000 scholarships. And that doesn't count the guys who exhausted eligibility. And that doesn't count the guys who weren't good enough or got hurt and were eliminated for those reasons. So that 5,000 number is not 5,000. When you eliminate the seniors and all this kind of stuff, it's really probably only 3,800 kids that could return, and almost half of them were in the portal. So as a fan, I understand sometimes, and I get questions sometimes with that, like, hey, guy left. Yeah, I get it. I mean, like, it's not the same as it was 10 years ago. Hopefully we can retain the guys that we really need to retain, but it's never everybody comes back. That doesn't happen at any school in the world at our, level. I mean, maybe at Duke they can get them all to come back, but, a lot of times guys make decisions that – anyway, we've lost guys to high major, several, and good players for us, good players, good kids. And, you just – sometimes guys make decisions, and we got some guys we need to stay, and, I think that – we get the right guys to stay. We add the right guys. We're more than able to be competitive.
What was your message to the guys that aren't coming back next year, coming into this game? Was it just go out, have fun?
No, I wanted them to really go out and attack it. My thing with them was this, like you watch distance runners, and I never ran distance, but if you watch distance runners, right, and they see that tape up ahead, there's two ways to approach it. There's a sense of relief that you got to the finish line, and then there's that group of runners that really kick and explode through the finish, and that's all we talked about. So it was weird. It wasn't basketball stuff. It was running through the tape, and it was when you're in those workouts. Coach Green, who is literally elite at what he does in sports performance here. There's a lot of times he does competitions with guys, and it's me versus you, and eventually someone bails out because you can only do so many dips or so many pull-ups or so many push-ups. When that's going on, there's a real head-to-head competition factor, and they know what it's like to tap out, and they know what it's like to attack the end of it and win, and so those were the things we talked about.
You had said essentially that you had talked about your guys, the body language after the conference made its announcement. What kind of a challenge was it for you and your coaching staff to keep guys, focused on the season at that point?
It was immensely hard, and I understand it. I think administration understands it. It was unfortunate, and it was sometimes when you're that age and something happens where you didn't really do anything, but you feel like you're being punished. It's natural. How would you be in a good mood? So we struggled. We were trying. Everybody was trying, and I think the younger guys know basketball. They know they're excited about the CAA. So there's a short-term kick in the shin that you got to deal with to get to the other side of it and have a great opportunity. So I think I think they got to that point. The younger guys and the seniors. I think Alex and Jaden, Sayles, and Omar, their attitude was that they wanted to finish it out and they wanted to go out with a good experience, and we tried to make it as good of an experience as we could the last few weeks.
You talked about needing to go into the CAA and being good. When you envision being good, what does that look like? Does it mean being a 500 team in the conference, a top 4 team?
Yeah, those things are impossible in college basketball right now. Our goal is to compete for championships. Okay, so that's our goal. But when you go at roster management, the way things are so fluid, like Monmouth has almost 10 seniors. I don't know a single player that'll play for them next year. So, when you're looking around at other teams that are in the league, they're going to be out recruiting. And the portal, it really hampered us 2 years ago. It stripped away any chance we had to have a good season. We lost 2 first-team All-League players, Elijah and Drew, and we lost a third-team All-League player in Mikhail Foreman. And we couldn't go out recruiting. It's COVID. You can't replace them. You try your best, but it's hard to recruit from your living room when you're losing All-League guys in May. So then this year, it was on the flip side. We had Anthony Roberts, who's second in our conference in scoring. We had Jalil Jenkins, 2,000-point scorer. We get Elijah back. We had a 22-23 win team. Everybody knows it. We finished with 18 wins. We lost some games in the last few weeks to teams we beat double figures. We were rolling. We had just beat New Hampshire by double figures on the road before the bottom fell out. We were 5-2. Our only 2 losses were to Vermont, and everybody else we had handled. And we led Vermont 18 minutes of the first half. We didn't do a great job finishing the game, but the bottom line is this was a team that was very. I'm not going to sit here and tell you we would have been 16-2. I mean, that's not. You can't say that, but I mean, we were going to be able to win every game the rest of the way at that point. So, I think that's how I kind of feel about it with the group we had. It was a good group, and the portal. I mean, we got to get the right guys. We got to get guys that are good enough. We got to get good team guys, high character guys. They're going to represent the program the right way.
To that end, going into CAA, how do you sell Stony Brook to guys coming out of high school, guys in the portal?
Well, my job got a lot easier with that. I think one of the real challenges that we've had has been we've lost some kids because of conference affiliation in terms of guys, regarding it, we get hit in the past anyway with low major league and those kind of things. And now you're in a league that everybody knows is really good. And we're in the same league as Hofstra. I mean, Hofstra's for years gotten all these kids. I mean, look at the guys they have now that Speedy was able to get. I mean, their starting lineup, they get a kid from Oregon. They get a kid from Iowa State. They get a kid from Arkansas. That's 3 of their 5 starters. One of them's leading the league in scoring. So those kind of recruits are out there. You got to get them. And we got to find the right guys that make sense for us, and we've got to be assertive. But I mean, we will be able to get involved with kids that we were not able to get involved with before.
Coach, obviously it's been an up and down season. Crazy things have happened. But how did it feel with this core group of guys who kind of stuck it out through everything to get a couple of wins here at the end of the season?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm just really proud of these guys. I mean, to stick it, it says a lot about them. I think it's something they can be proud of. They'll look back on and feel good about, and with a sense of accomplishment. I mean, if you really look, like Omar Habwe had double-figure rebounds the other night. He has 20 points tonight. Probably 2 best games he's had since he's been here statistically. So I think there's been examples of that kids will be able to reflect on and feel really good about how they performed late. And as a team, it's always about winning. And that Albany game, that's the most fun we've had in 2 years. And we've had, like I said, I mean, we can go through. I mean, we beat Yale, we beat Bryant, we beat Hofstra. We've had other great wins. That Albany win where we just were able to kind of dominate them in front of our fans with a great atmosphere, coming off of a COVID year where there was no one in the arena. I mean, it was a really fun night on Saturday, and I give our guys credit because it was hard to, stay locked in, I guess, because there was such a big celebration of winning senior day.
Now you kind of dealt with roster turnover throughout the season, and you talked about some of the prior off seasons. Do you expect to have a lot of the guys that, other than the seniors that were here tonight, kind of be key contributors next season?
Yeah, I mean, we hope so. We certainly hope so. I mean, those things will, go through some individual meetings. We'll meet with every kid like we do every year, and they got to evaluate. It's become. I mean, the bottom line is it's become free agency to a degree when you can leave and play right away. So you kind of have to re-recruit guys and make sure they understand what's here and what their value is and how much you want them, and then they've got to want to be here. It's not the draft. You can't just walk up to the podium and say a name and here they are. We got to have a mutually decided upon decision that we really like to have you back and you want to be back. And with some of our core guys, I mean, they're really important to us, and I think they've been treated well and they know that, and I think they've had a good experience. So I do expect guys to return that we need. And I think the hard part. When with the fan stuff, I mean, the portal's made it hard, like we said. I mean, you're almost, when you're getting close to half the guys going in the portal around the country, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And we've lost a few guys that we definitely didn't want to lose in the last few years. Hopefully we can kind of avoid that this spring. That's always important. But the portal took away from us 2 years ago from a chance to compete for a championship, and this year. Like I said, I mean, the team was on its way to 22-plus wins. So, it gave us a chance this year. So we got to dive in that thing and find the right guys.
All right, get one more in. All right, so you've been here a few seasons now. Just really quick, for you personally, how have you grown as a coach kind of since your time from Bradley, and how did the 2 places compare?
Well, I mean, I've been a head coach at 5 different institutions, and each one is unique, right? So I think here, I've been here for 6 years. So I think we know the kids that fit academically, the kids that fit athletically. It's going to pivot a touch with going to the CAA. With we're going to need to recruit a little better. But like I said, I mean, if you look to what Hofstra's done, and they're in the same league and they're right down the street, we got to be able to answer that and do the same thing that they've been able to do, because they've been at the top of the league of the CAA for a while. There will be a transition period. There's no light switch that just instant success happens. You know, it's always it's a grind and it's a process. And but I believe in the guys in that locker room, and I think we get a couple of the right guys, and we'll be where we want to be.